Hey guys, so the Reels channel aired that shit show the other night on Sunday of last week. I haven't had a chance to. I really wanted to, but the entire week my dog was really sick, and she just passed, as I shared with you guys. So I haven't really been up to like talking about anything else and like dealing with anything. And tonight I decided to just do it because I know that there are some people that haven't seen the footage of the Reels channel show, which they actually have it on YouTube now, so some of you guys in other countries might have already seen it, but I wanted to give my 2 cents because it really pissed me off. The entire show pissed me off, and I was so triggered, like infuriated, and it was just a shit show, all of it. So I'm going to go through it with you guys, and I'm going to show you the parts that I thought was ridiculous. And I will say at the end, it was not good. I don't like the fact that they reenacted what they think happened at the end of his life. That was disturbing, and I think they could have left that out. It was a little messed up. So for viewers that don't really want to see what they think Chris might have looked like at the very end and what Martin Kirsten saw, the bodyguard, don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Because it kind of makes all your nightmares come true, like just thinking of what he might have looked like. But I know he didn't look like that from the evidence that I went through with the police statements and what Martin Kirsten said and what placement he was in. They didn't even do a good job on that. That's not where he was. That's not where the blood was, on the floor. And that none of that made sense. It was a bunch of bullshit. And that show needs to be taken off the air. It's a bunch of bullshit, and it feeds off fans and family and all the pain that we're going through. It just feeds off that.
This was more reserved. When you meet Chris Cornell for the first time, you have to remind yourself that it's Chris Cornell because he's so unassuming. He almost fades into the background. He almost wanted to fade in the background.
Although he projected an image of confidence face-to-face, in person, he was very shy. You know, very sensitive, vulnerable, difficult to know.
They say, but off stage, Chris was more reserved. He was shy. He didn't talk a lot. I've seen videos and footage that calls bullshit on that. People that I've spoke to that have met him we all called bullshit on that. This show was ridiculous from the start, and I can't believe it even got aired.
When I talked to Chris about his family, both his parents were alcoholics. When you have parents who are alcoholics, you don't quite know what's going to happen day to day. You don't know where you stand. And I think it's scary.
You stopped in for a replica, get out of here!
Grunge era was definitely loaded with a lot of alcohol. It was definitely part of the culture.
It was all pervasive. I mean, it was everywhere all the time. We played our shows in bars, so there was drinking. And when you tour from one bar to the next.
One thing that really surprised me interviewing Chris Cornell was he literally drank more than any human being I've ever seen in my entire life. I think we talked
early on as a teenager.
Being a teenager in the 70s, there was actually a lot of social pressure to drink, to do drugs, to fit in. So whenever somebody at the high school had a bunch of LSD, well, sure, we'll try that. Awesome.
LSD, or lysergic acid diethylamide, also known as acid, is a psychedelic drug known for its psychological effects. Psychedelic drugs work by interfering with the brain's serotonin and dopamine receptors, resulting in altered moods and hallucinations.
Spin magazine in 2006, Chris said, "When my personal life got out of hand, I just got loaded. So I went through a couple of years of depression again. I started taking pills. Then I ended up having as bad a problem as anyone's going to have."
Now, what this drug does is it doesn't just, affect the physical pain. It actually numbs emotional pain as well. It kind of gives you some respite from...
He says in the same article, no matter how happy you are, you can wake up one day without any specific thing occurring to bring you into a darker place, and you'll just be in a darker place anyway. I totally get that. To me, that was always a terrifying thought, because that's something, as far as I know, we don't necessarily have control over. Which you do. So that was the song I wanted to write about, and it just took a while. And like I said before, I just think that he was, at that time in his life, he probably didn't understand that, or he didn't have people around him to help him understand that life changes so much. 1 month, everything could be great. Your relationship's great, your kids are great, your dogs are great, and then you have a kid getting a car wreck, and your kid's sick. Now he's in the hospital. Then while he's in the hospital, your relationship starts going downhill because she blames you for not being there like you should have for the kid. Or life. Chris was so smart. He was trying to put in words what life brings you, but he didn't know how exactly to explain it. But the song tells us so much. Fell on black days. Every day could be great. And then you have those days that are just, or those months that just go on, and there's would they ever stop? When can I see the sun again? When is it going to get better? And I just hate how this show made it seem like that he wrote those songs because he was depressed and he hated life, or he was lost in life. No, he was fucking smart. He wrote those songs because he was fucking smart, and he understood life. He understood the shit that happens to us. He didn't know how to really put it into words in a paragraph in an interview, or when they speak to him. But when it came to writing a song, he sure did. He knew exactly how to say it. And he helped so many people. And we totally understand what he's trying to say. And it helps us get through the day.
Addicted to prescription medication.
I have a chronic shoulder problem, and I'm gonna get through tonight though. It's synthetic opium. No, I'm not. It's not that. Don't Twitter that. I'll get in trouble with everybody. I'm just going to power through it.
The toxicology detected butalbital. It's often combined with caffeine or aspirin to relieve pain, predominantly headaches. Butalbital is a barbiturate used to depress the central nervous system. It works by relaxing muscle contractions, which can cause headache. It also causes brain cells to become resistant to nerve impulses, resulting in sedation. Like opioids, butalbital can decrease anxiety and have a relaxing effect, and if used for a long time, may cause dependence. However, the concentration of butalbital in Chris's blood wasn't excessive.
He calls Vicky back and says he's unable to gain access to Chris's room.
They won't let me in the room.
She tells him to kick down the door. Martin now finds the bedroom door locked. Once again, he calls hotel reception, but they still refuse to open the door. He instructs them to call the emergency services. Martin kicks the bedroom door 6 times until it finally pops open and loosens the other end around Chris's neck. He begins CPR.
Detroit 911. I have a 50-year-old male inside of room 1136. The guest was attempting to hang himself. He's not breathing. No.
Covering prescription drug addict due to his history of oxycodone abuse, and believed at around the time of his death he had become addicted to lorazepam. On February 21st, 2018, she appeared on ABC's Nightline.
In retrospect, I've learned that it's not supposed to be given to anybody who's in recovery. And if you have to give it, they have to be closely monitored, and it should not be given for more than 2 to 3 weeks. So in a 7-day period.
Levels in Chris's system when he died. Therefore, I do not think either of these drugs directly caused Chris's death.
Dr. Michael Hunter now believes he can explain what caused Chris Cornell to take his own life.
Chris developed anxiety from a young age and battled with depression throughout his life. Chris was also someone who is prone to addiction, from alcohol to oxycodone. These addictions would have likely compounded his depression. The toxicology shows no evidence of antidepressants in his blood the night he died, which tells me that if he was depressed at the time of his death, his depression was not being managed.
Did his depression kill him? It was a part of it. But with serious addiction, you have serious depression.
I can only surmise that when his time came, he was not himself. And I think that this happens, whether due to substances or what have you, that a person can lose touch with themselves and with others and become so mired in their own pain, they lose sight of the consequences of their actions.
Chris Cornell was a man who steered clear of the illegal drugs associated with the rock and roll lifestyle and managed to beat his addictions to alcohol and oxycodone. His successful rehabilitation in 2002 and commitment to his family are testaments to his strength of spirit and desire to lead a full and happy life. While Chris bravely faced a number of psychological challenges throughout his life, I cannot completely rule out his history of depression, along with the role of prescription medications, as being one of a number of factors which could have affected Chris's thought processes and decision-making. While it's hard to know what exactions as being one of a number of factors which could have affected Chris's thought processes and decision-making. While it's hard to know what exactly caused Chris Cornell to tragically take his own life, there is a chance his judgment may have been impaired, which increased the likelihood of self-harm.
Chris Cornell and Soundgarden were probably the greatest musicians from the grunge era. It's heartbreaking that he's gone. It's hard to believe.
I'd like to remember Chris as he was when I first saw Soundgarden play, as this elemental force, primal.
Chris Cornell's legacy was incredible music that pushed genre, took emotion to its deepest place, and inspired others to do so, not for success, not for money. He had those things, but it was for catharsis.
Tragically, he took his own life. More like asphyxiation. There's no proof in the autopsy, tox screen. Nothing proves that he intended to take his own life. You search Chris Cornell in Google, it comes up suicide. Fuck you. There's no proof that he committed suicide. None. None. Go look over the records. Go look over the statements. Everything. Everything points to nothing. Really. There's nothing. There's nothing because no one did an investigation. It was a shit show. All of it. He deserves better than that. He should have gotten better than that.
A collection of B-sides that we did. Like, we just went into a studio one day and recorded them all in a few minutes, 5 minutes or something, I don't know, however long it took to play them. It turned out pretty good, so we ended up deciding to release, like, say, 40 or 50,000 copies of our record. Is offering it, you know, it's okay that somebody's out, that somebody's doing it because, you know, nobody else really is. But in my opinion, you know, I'm a musician and we're a band and we just, you know, we're there to entertain people. And if there's other things going.
Any thoughts on this history?
I predicted that. Totally predicted it. Around the time when they were doing that, the Kiss tribute record, which they basically arranged. They made a tribute record for themselves.
Didn't they ask you to be on it?
Yeah. I said, well, you know, it seems like they're doing kind of anything to hype Kiss. And I bet you, I mean, their last shot is going to be do a full makeup tour. If they do a full makeup tour with the original lineup, it'll just be huge.
Yeah, it really is about as predictable as the...
It doesn't matter what we do. I mean, it depends on how you want to view that, what lens do you want to view that statement through. Because, if you're a band that wrote and recorded a song like Jesus Christ Pose and then a song like Head Down, there's a lot of territory in between those two things, and both of them sound like Soundgarden. So whatever it is that we would do, if it's an Ohio Players cover or it's going to sound like us. So if you're viewing it that way, then it's great. If you're viewing it from what someone's trying to imply is that we still sound like we always did and we always sounded like a specific way and that hasn't changed because we're not evolving, that's just idiocy. So it depends on how you look at it.